Hello and welcome to episode 79 of the Jeffrey and Brian Show in their smooth jazz version.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Jeffrey. I was going to get there in half a second, and I've hit the wrong button, and this music's playing now. And there's nothing I can do about it at this point. I go, that'll do it. I'm not even sure if you guys could hear what was happening, but I couldn't get the music to stop on my side. I just shut everything. We're in 79 now, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, no, 78, 79.
Yeah, we did start the count over though when we got pretty high there.
No, we started at 1.
We started it over. We got high at one point.
Yeah, I think we were in the 50s.
We changed the way we're doing the show.
And we went to season 2.
Yeah. Version 2.0. Because we're internet savvy.
I don't know about that. But technology has made it easier for us.
I still can't figure out Zoom.
It's not that hard.
That's the problem. Who's got the dog?
It's got to be El Guapo.
Hold on.
Kick them real good. They tend to hide in the corner for a while.
Dog abuse. Here comes Fita.
That's right. No, that's right. I just have to say it worked for Fauci. We were doing maximum pain experiments, you know?
Part of the gain of function.
Well, the maximum pain was when they tortured these monkeys with the maximum amount of pain they could inflict in these animals to see like when they passed out or when they died.
Was Fauci part of the LSD studies too?
I don't know, but that was a whole weird thing.
Where can I sign up for those?
Actually, right now, Boston is doing a psilocybin mushroom study. They're looking for participants.
You sign up?
My name's on a whole bunch of lists for that kind of stuff. I get a lot of emails. Like they keep asking me to show up there. I'm like, just tell us how much you like beer. We'll give you beer. And you come in for a couple hours every day and we'll feed you beer. And you just drink as much as you want and tell us what you think. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, we just want to study you. I'm like, I'll drink it all.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I'll just sit there all day and drink it off. And they're going to pay you. Granted, it's like jury duty money, but you know.
But it's free beer.
Yeah. Take it, you know, do it on the weekends, make 35 bucks. Speaking of Boston, though, because that's where most of these studies are, is up in town. Yeah, like, you know, Boston Medical Center and all that crap. You hear about this crazy bastard who refuses to get a vaccine so that he can get a heart transplant?
No.
No? Oh, I thought this was national news. Yeah. By the way, you've definitely heard this. You just try and make it more interesting. But yeah, they took him off the list for a transplant because he doesn't have a vaccine. Someone take it from there, because what do you think of this in general? Because these guys get the doctors get a lot of leeway in terms of whether or not they think someone should get an organ. There's a whole like,
I don't think that
right?
should play a role into medical treatments.
They decide if people get organs based on if they exercise daily or if they stop drinking.
Yeah, I've got no clue. I mean, what medical benefits does... I'm not a doctor. I really am not a doctor, so I'm not going to even pretend like I know.
More and more we're seeing that studies are coming out saying that the vaccine was great, you know, in the first 3 months that you have it, but after that it's pretty much useless. So, you know.
Yeah.
And we will go down that COVID hole later. Today is Tuesday. This is when we try to do it.
Well, you brought it up when you brought up the heart transplant.
I know. I didn't know if I should put it local because I'm trying to keep the local thing, even though
where's the local Virginia stuff?
ABC, but all right. Yeah, I know. My bad.
I can tell you something about local Virginia real quick. There are several school systems that are suing the governor of Virginia over his mask mandate.
That's in here, isn't it? Youngkin being sued. Oh well, never mind. I guess not. Yeah. Yeah. The Sue, what I'm saying, that they should be allowed to force kids to wear masks.
Yes, exactly. Because he's not following the CDC guidelines.
He is though.
He's
The
not
CDC.
he's putting campaign promises over health guidance and common sense. I'm hearing the word common sense more and more here in Virginia. And well, to me, common sense is let your parents decide what they want to do for their kids and go with that.
There's no such thing as common sense, and it drives me nuts that people use that term so often. If there were common sense, everyone would have it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or at least the vast majority, like vision or hearing. Not everyone can see things line up in a certain way, and to them, common sense is completely different.
Yeah.
And I know what you mean, or just it bothers me because people keep using that as an excuse or a reason.
Well, everybody was freaking out. And everybody was like, when we had a Democrat governor who was a doctor, oh, he's the greatest thing. He knows how to do COVID, you know.
Newsom is a doctor?
Yes. No, Northam.
Yeah. Jeez, Newsom's in California.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't compare him to Governor Haircut, please.
Governor haircut.
But, you know, the political parties have changed and, you know, ideologies changed and people are just going to have to get used to it. I don't think they're going to win in court against the governor.
Did you say ideology or idolatry?
Ideology.
All right. I thought you said idolatry, like they were worshiping like idols.
I don't think it's too far off to say that they are being
Idolic?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously,
COVID-19's pretty much turned into a religion, you know. It's
not
like
only
climate
that,
change.
Not
The
only that,
vaccines,
but a
though.
lot of- a
And the
lot of
vaccine is
politics.
the idol.
Yeah, the politics and stuff like that that go into this have all made it very much a these
Religion.
people treat it, yeah, they treat it like a religion. It's
Well, yeah, the politics is the dogma.
non-theistic, of course, but it is still treated like a religion.
Yeah, I mean, you got your dogma, which is the politics. Your idol is
Mhm.
the vaccine, and your false god is Fauci. I am the science.
Are you going to play the Maxine Waters clip before we go into the next topic?
No, I dug it out and I didn't care enough to
All right.
use it. I was listening to Maxine
Who
Waters
is-
go off though a while ago.
Who is Tiffany Cross anyway?
I have no idea. I did not share this to the group.
Who did?
I don't know. I did hear it. I did. She's a MSNBC analyst or anchor or whatever.
Pick up a weapon and get involved in war for democracy.
Yeah, and she's talking about a not international war.
Civil War.
So how can somebody be talking about how 2A is good and good for people and stuff like this and just be generally right wing and be considered to use their First Amendment right and be considered a terrorist? But this is a legitimate legal definition, call to action, and she's not being charged with insurrection.
Well, let's. I say if they're gonna light themselves on fire, we let them keep buying gasoline. Because let's be fair here, they hate guns, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now they're saying pick up a weapon. Who wins in a gunfight? The guy with the gun or the guy with the baseball bat?
Yeah, very true.
Problem solved here, right?
Yeah. But
Like, for real, I dare you to break into my house with a baseball bat. First one's is birdshot. Second one's a solid slug.
You don't have weapons in Massachusetts.
Of course not. It's against the law. And I definitely don't have a metal forge where I make
Whatever you
medieval
want.
weapons because I'm an evil bastard.
That's probably you can probably have a cannon in Massachusetts though.
Yeah, absolutely can actually. That's what I got into a big argument with the police recently, with the police department anyway,
Here we
about
go.
a shotgun. Well, about a shotgun.
Uh,
And I was making the argument that I don't need a permit for a shotgun because because it's an FID. I was like, but I'm allowed to have a cannon. I was like, this is not a rifle. And he's like, what makes it not a rifle? I was like, you are a freaking police officer. I was like, you should know what rifling is. I was like, this is a cannon I can hold in my hands. It was a valid argument, I thought.
they
Well,
didn't agree
certain
with you.
cannons had rifling.
They did not
in 'em.
agree. What was that, Claire?
Certain cannons did have rifling in them.
Yeah, but they were guns at that point, not cannons, right?
Well, there's still artillery, I believe.
Yeah, but think of a deck gun on a Navy ship. People might want to call them cannons, but those aren't cannons. Those are insanely accurate guns.
I'm not entirely sure. I'm not like I'm not into CNR when it comes to guns, but I got. Well, there's
Definitions.
smooth
The word of the law is what matters. You know what I mean? And it
Sure.
depends on what the law is where you are too.
Yeah, that's very
Yeah,
true.
and I brought up the argument saying this is not a
Basically-
gun according to Massachusetts law. And they're like, I don't care what you say. We're not going to just let you go buy a shotgun without a permit. That blows
There's
my
a lot
mind
of
because the Constitution says I
hypocrites,
can.
when it comes to this, because they have arrested the leader of Oath Keepers, whether you agree with their organization or not. Those people, the leader wasn't even anywhere near DC on January 6th, but because he's the leader of the group, they charged him with sedition.
Yeah, and they kept him in like solitary confinement for a year and basically tortured the guy until he confessed to something.
Yeah,
Oh.
because that's one thing I learned when I went to SEER school in the Navy is everybody breaks. It's just a matter
When the
of
hell did
respect.
you go to SEER school?
For a combat camera.
Before he got replaced for the iPhone.
Yeah.
Exactly. You went to SEER school to
I
take.
did.
I mean,
In
I
Brunswick,
guess
Maine.
that makes sense, but you weren't. What was it? Surveillance, evade.
No,
Shoot. I used to remember what SEER.
survival.
Search and survival training basically. If you jump
it's
out of a plane, and enemy-
survival, escape. I don't remember.
yeah, evade, escape, and recon.
Yeah.
Collect all the info you can on your way out. Like no SEALs, EOD, Green Berets,
And combat camera.
Navy pilots all have to do this.
Yeah.
You know what's even funnier?
The drone guys have to go to SEER school too.
Huh?
The drone
No.
guys, they do.
Brian, since you went through SEER school, what branch of the military does SEER school?
The Army.
Navy.
No, it is an Air Force program.
Yeah, this one was run by Navy.
Well, that's interesting. They must have changed it then because the Air Force started it to
Well, they might have
protect their
started. I'm
pilots
sure
that were
every
shot
branch
down.
has their own version of it. Mine was done in Brunswick, Maine. There ain't no Air Force in Brunswick, Maine.
That
It was a
might be just to
Navy
do the
base at
training.
the time.
Okay, let me rephrase that. It was probably an Air Force
Initial
E9
program.
or whatever they call them that was in charge. Anyway, see, I'm already off topic.
Yeah.
We were talking
happens.
about this woman saying, go pick up a weapon and get involved in a war.
Yeah. Now we got a problem with monkeys.
Oh, yeah.
12 monkeys is coming to life.
I heard about this today. Like, oh, this thing is funny.
This
Eric.
is such a bad start to a movie.
You know how the lady got bit by a monkey?
I read
She
that
thought it was
book.
a cat.
I
She
know,
thought it was a
like, when's
cat.
the
She
last
stuck
time you
her
see that
hand in there to
monkey?
pet it.
Well, did
Oh
you
my
read the whole article? They told her that it was cats, apparently.
Who?
But heads up first, I just want to say that the wife has been bit by a monkey before.
In what country?
In the United States, in Florida. Go figure.
Are monkeys native down there?
No, she was at the zoo and she reached in the
That's
cage.
different. That's not on the back of the truck. That's different.
Yeah. Well, she reached
On
into
their
the
way
cage.
to a testing facility.
Oh, from a testing facility.
There you go. Someone give us what happened. How did this woman in Pennsylvania come into contact with
There
this
was a
monkey?
car accident with a truck full of monkeys
A truck full of monkeys.
Yeah, 100
and
of them.
some and
Were they
some
jumping on the
monkeys,
bed?
monkeys escaped, and there were some others that were in cages. She pulled off the road and decided to pet one of the animals in the cage, thinking it was a cat, and it was really a monkey. They
I
look
will
so
say-
similar; it's really hard to tell apart. The
Well, I will
No,
say,
no, you can't. The cat doesn't walk in two legs once in a while.
difference.
The macaw monkey doesn't walk.
most monkeys don't walk on two legs either, though.
But the gorilla can stand up in two legs.
The
Behind
gorillas
them.
not monkeys.
We're not talking about gorillas. We're talking about monkeys.
I could have sworn you just said gorillas can stand on two
No,
legs.
No, they stand up in two legs. Monkeys once in a while stand up in two legs.
No, so yeah, and my cat does too when he wants soft food.
I'm just really like, I read that whole article and I remember I was kind of pissed the word barrel wasn't thrown in there anywhere.
Well, hold
It
on. a second.
collided the truck with monkeys, pickup truck.
Oh, you got his hat now.
There was 100 monkeys in the back of this pickup truck, and it collided with a dump truck. That is crazy. How many dump truck accidents do you see out there on the road?
Very few.
You asking me? I'm on the road all the time.
There you
Oh my
go.
God, I love the little hat.
Yeah, he got little horns.
Well, I wonder if Omicron wasn't scaring people enough anymore. So now we came up with this monkey herpes simplex B or whatever that they're testing this woman for.
She's on rabies. She's getting rabies shots too.
Fuck
She's-
rabies, monkey herpes. Monkey herpes. They're testing her for monkey herpes B. Not even monkey herpes. Monkey herpes B. Causes brain damage and death and blisters. Obviously, blisters wouldn't be herpes.
And moving right on from monkeys, we're going to talk about Nancy Pelosi.
Oh my God.
Omicron wasn't scary enough. Now there's monkey herpes running around.
He made
Because
that.
the monkey spit on her.
What is the Crypt Keeper saying now? Really?
I don't know.
She's running for re-election in 2022.
Oh my God.
Oh, you see the videos?
Oh,
No, I haven't seen any videos yet.
Oh, it's crazy. She looked like she's stoned
Isn't she like 84 right now?
or something like that.
I would have sworn I heard she wasn't going to run again.
She got.
Well, she says there's too much to be done still. She's got to run.
She hasn't done shit in 87 years.
She was around when Kennedy was around. That's how old she been in there.
You kidding me? She had grandkids when Kennedy was in office.
It's not like she's going to be Speaker of the House after this election. So even if the Dems hold the House, she won't get reelected as House Speaker. There's too many people that want change.
I fought in her general direction.
I coming from California, all I can say is I have this unnatural disdain for the woman because she's everything about California that I hate.
Right.
She's stuck up. She thinks the rules don't apply to her, and honestly,
But she's got a freezer of ice cream during COVID.
Mhm.
First of all, okay, this is legit. Her fridge costs as much as my truck. But yeah, that's the same way I feel about Elizabeth Warren being my senator.
I'm sorry.
Like she's an encompassment of all that I hate about this area.
Yeah, Nancy Pelosi, though, every single year that passes by, she looks more and more like the Crypt Keeper. Her skin's drying out. It's kind of gets sunken in. I mean, if she wasn't talking, I would swear to God she was a corpse.
Well, she's got a really bad plastic surgeon because some of the things they've done to her has not done her any justice. I mean, she's got those weird eyebrows now from plastic surgery.
No plastic surgeon. She's working with a mortician and a necromancer. Okay?
That could be the title of the show.
Mortician and a necromancer?
I love that. That just works.
That is a good one.
She walks in. How can I look more like beef jerky?
Yeah. Yeah, go sit next to Trump and the Tanner. Yeah, she's not getting plastic surgery. She's been dead, being sustained by magic and embryonic stem cells from aborted fetuses.
Don't forget, she bathes nightly in the blood of 16 virgins.
Yeah, and the tears of infants, allegedly
Allegedly.
from reliable sources, because CNN can get away with it, right?
If I fall over, trust me, it's just because I'm laughing so hard I can't stay up.
Sources with Pelosi's thinking. Familiar with Pelosi's thinking. What?
Nobody cares what Pelosi's thinking.
They do that with Trump. Like, sources familiar with Trump's thinking said this, and it's like, that's not even hearsay. That's like hear thought.
I had to save that one.
Yeah.
I almost had beer on the computer.
I thought it was a summer day.
All right. We got
On
some
to
meat and
international
potatoes coming up.
news.
I'm torn on what's going to happen here. Russia's looking to install a bunch of troops and shit. Or
They got
whatever, right?
100,000 troops on several sides of the Ukraine.
On multiple fronts.
Yes.
And they're looking to they're allegedly trying to put their own government into Ukraine.
Yes. Well,
How?
here's something that I didn't realize was when Crimea happened, they had a the reason it happened, one of the reasons why it happened was the pro-Russian government didn't get reelected.
Okay.
So that's when Russia decided to take Crimea. And now Ukraine is getting further and further away from Russia. Putin's always had a desire to put the Soviet Union back together in some fashion.
I've heard this a lot. Has he ever said that?
No, and the reason people, I think, assume this is Russia has all the way up to certain parts of Europe, nothing but flat land between its capital city and Europe proper. What they're trying to do is build this buffer zone back that existed in the Cold War era, because there's mountains there, it's defensible, and Russia has learned over a period of time that that zone makes them easily invadable. So it's not so much about building
Easily
up.
invadable.
Yes.
How many Germans died in Siberia just trying to get to the
Moscow.
capital city?
Oh, a lot. But
How many
that's-
French have died?
that was also due to German issues with stretching supply lines. You can go back to Napoleon as well as that. But
Yeah, I'm just
there
saying
is just
Siberia
flat-
is serious. Siberia is as useful as the Pacific Ocean to keep enemies away. You know what I mean?
Yes, but
Well,
this-
I mean, it didn't really work for us because Japan found their way to Hawaii.
They went from the other
Yes.
side on the coast side.
And they managed to bomb one base and bail out because they didn't have fuel to get home.
as well as expanding their influence. And I mean, America right now, we're just, and I'm not trying to sound like a Russia apologist. I don't find this funny at all, but Russia is literally getting in trouble for the same stuff the US does. So at this
In
point in time.
trouble.
World community leaning on them for their acts of aggression towards Syria. Nobody got pissed at us when we invaded Iraq. I mean, I'm not sure that's a very popular opinion, but it's pretty much the same thing as they're using they're using their position of power to influence pretty much what they want for their country. That's what our leaders did with ours. So
Yeah, and I don't think Russia's necessarily being unfairly blamed. I think, well, I brought this up last time we spoke, how I think the entire world had a plan and how things were going to go, and Trump got in office and it put a halt to everything. Even the Russians stopped.
yeah,
Everyone expected things to go a certain way. They're just not sure how it's going to turn out yet. And Trump put a giant wrench in that machine.
Yeah, because they didn't know what to expect from them. You know, they didn't know what consequences there would be if they invaded Ukraine, perhaps, you know, or other countries did some kind of aggressive behavior.
Well, as crazy as it sounds, maybe if we had another Teddy Roosevelt in office.
Walk
You know?
softly and carry a big stick.
Yeah, exactly. A cowboy.
No, we got
He
President
ain't gonna
Biden
start a
in
fight, but
office
if
who
you
doesn't know
hit
who he
me,
is half the time.
huh?
We got President Biden in office that doesn't know who he is half the time.
Oh, not just that. We seen videos of these freaking shredded Russian dudes with shaved heads jumping out of jets and falling 10,000 feet and diving straight into the ocean and swimming out with a knife in their teeth and two sharks tied to their balls. And then we watch these army TikTok women grabbing their chest and going, "Here comes the drill sergeant!"
That was Ray that put that out there.
Even the Navy. I mean, dear God, as soon as they let them bring in these stupid stress cards in boot camp.
I went to boot camp before the stress cards.
I did too.
Same here. Same here.
But didn't we just lose a 35? In the Sea of
yeah,
Japan?
on the Carl Vinson, yeah.
Yeah, off the Carl Vinson in the Sea of Japan. There's not a whole lot of info out because they're not releasing.
Well,
it,
there was an incident on the flight deck. 7 people on the flight deck were injured from it.
Yeah, it sounds like he came in wrong.
Yeah, he ejected. He aborted his flight.
Oh my God! What if the cable broke?
He ejected, but 7 people on the flight deck were medevaced off the ship.
3 of them were, I thought, or 4 maybe.
Yeah.
Some were treated on ship for their injuries. Yeah. Oh my God! What if the cable snapped? The resting gear.
They got replacement.
That would, well, that'll definitely take out some people if the cable snaps.
Take legs off, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you save it for life.
You ever see that video of what the dude when that jet landed and it broke and he jumped over that thing twice as it came by?
4 times and it took like a couple people behind him.
Yeah, I was like, holy crap, this is nuts. This dude's just jumping over this thing like he's like Spider-Man. Because
That's why
those
you
things.
keep your head in a swivel when you're in the flight deck.
You can always say keep your head on a swivel. That thing's moving at the speed of sound when it breaks.
That dude has like the reaction time of an Olympic athlete. Let's just put it that way.
Survival instinct, dude, right?
Right.
So, all right. So back on the Russian thing. Yeah, they got apparently ships and tanks and everything lined up. Like it seems like at this point they can't even pretend this is just an exercise.
I completely agree with you. I don't want to see another war. I wish there was some way to peacefully resolve this, but I don't.
Well, Russia wants
there won't be
us to agree that Ukraine will never become part of NATO. They want us to move our missile defense systems out of Ukraine because, like you said, Claire, they want their buffer of safety zone enlarged. I think that's really what this all boils down to.
Yeah, but if you take Ukraine, then what's the buffer? That becomes Russia proper, and then there's no buffer at this point.
Access to the Black Sea. I mean, I
That's
know they
another
already
big
have
thing,
it, but they'll have access to the Black Sea, which could pretty much open up a lot of warm weather ports for them.
If they want access to the Black Sea, they're gonna take Turkey. I'm sorry. What's their new official name?
No idea.
Yeah, we just talked about this a couple of weeks ago. They just officially changed their name.
I forgot to ask my neighbor what's his name now.
Anyway, they would take the nation formerly known as Turkey.
They can't do Turkey. They can't do Turkey
because Turkey's actually in NATO.
Yes, and
that's why
there's an article. There's an article that says you attack one NATO country, you attack them all.
Well, that's why ain't shit gonna happen in Ukraine. Ukraine's not NATO. They're not. NATO is not going to get involved. NATO may have activated a United States aircraft carrier since first time since the mid 80s or early.
No, they
80s.
activated it's the whole strike group. They have control. They have the whole group.
Oh, that's a lot of firepower, dude.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to say what's in a battle group?
Well, I mean, we don't
Or
know
is that
exactly
classified?
everything.
Yeah, I can tell you exactly what's in it. But I don't know if that's classified or not.
Well, I mean, there's usually it's a couple of destroyers and a cruiser and a sub.
Usually have 2 nuclear submarines and 2 more submarines.
Well, we don't have any conventional subs anymore. Everything's new.
Oh, by nuclear, I meant boomers.
Oh, okay.
Anyone who does listen, boomer does not mean it's old. It means it goes boom when it launches nukes. Because believe it or not, the United States does not launch nukes, drop nukes out of jets anymore. We launch from under the ocean.
It's hard to hit your nuclear arsenal when it's constantly moving.
When it's mobile, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly it. And you find them from under the ocean, they go up and they go into orbit around the planet and land where you want them to. We put warheads on foreheads.
And how
Ooh,
does
name of
the
show?
U.S. activating 8,500 troops match up against 100,000 Russian troops?
Honestly, our troops are better equipped, better trained. I know I was making fun of them. Maybe flat out infantry isn't so trained, but we have better equipment. And if it came down to another Cold War with Russia, we would bankrupt them again.
Probably not with Joe Biden hand.
Well, no, exactly. Joe Biden ain't gonna do shit. He's gonna put his thumb in his ass and watch him take Ukraine.
And this is what pisses me off. Is because the only reason Ukraine does not have nuclear weapons now is because Joe Biden and
Obama.
President Obama.
Yep. We convinced them to give up their nukes.
We promised them if they gave up their nukes, we would defend them no matter what. Kind of like Taiwan.
Oh,
Yeah. How'd you like that?
Taiwan is the actual proper Chinese government. Does everyone realize this?
Yeah,
When the
because they
communist-
fled when the communists took power in China, they went to Taiwan.
They fled to Taiwan. Well, they maintained control over Taiwan and kept the Chinese government intact when the communists took over. Yeah. Now the communists say that's ours. F you.
And
And
they're
as
more and
soon as
more
Russia,
their incursion, they're getting. I mean, Taiwan's got some pretty good missiles, defense systems from us. They've got destroyers and cruisers from us.
Taiwan's smaller than Massachusetts, dude.
I know. And that's what if the China really decides to take Taiwan, there ain't much Taiwan can do to stop them.
They could literally just walk their 1,000,000-man army across the entire nation and take it.
Well, that's why they're building their islands going that way.
It's exactly what they're doing.
And the reason why the aircraft carrier got activated by NATO wasn't because of Ukraine. It was because of those 39 Chinese airplanes that flew into Taiwan airspace. So
Yes,
the aircraft
exactly.
carrier went into the South China Sea.
That's exactly because they weren't there for Ukraine because Ukraine's not NATO. Tell you what, you actually want to stop Russia from getting into Ukraine? Float an actual fucking armada up there. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Bring like 4 carriers. And if they step across that line, kill every single one of them. But give them plenty of heads up. This is the line. If they cross it, you kill them all. And then we didn't cross the line. Whatever. Fuck you. Hope we don't use it. But the problem is Biden's got no balls.
Nope. And everybody knows it too.
Trump dropped the largest bomb ever dropped. That wasn't a nuclear weapon. And we weren't even at war. He blew up a mountain.
Could you imagine that? He probably just walks up to it and goes, "Who wants to fight?"
Blow it up. This mountain, too huge.
Gotta go.
Gotta go.
It's blocking the view to my new resort.
Yeah.
We're gonna put a credit in. It's gonna be the best.
We'll build it back.
Many people are saying it's the best. I don't know. You can ask them.
Build back better.
Sorry, I'm having too much fun here. What are we building back better?
The mountain.
Build back better for someone else.
Yep, that's a good jingle.
It is a good one. But yeah, as soon as Russia does anything to Ukraine, that's when Taiwan's going to make their move.
You mean China?
That's why I meant China, because this, even if Biden did have the balls to do something like, for example, dropping 4 carriers sitting off the coast, be like, go ahead and fucking do it. Let's see. We don't want it. We wouldn't want to fight a 2-front war again.
No.
No.
And how much money?
Even though it put the United States on top of the planet economically.
And how much money does we owe China?
Not really. Not really, though. Like, yeah, we owe China, yeah, but they owe us too. It's a weird system. Technically speaking, we owe each other's grandchildren.
Okay.
Because when we borrow money, we don't actually go, hey, China, can we get some money? We just print it. That's how we borrow money. Like, you guys know that, right?
Yeah.
When we borrow money, we just print more.
Yeah, and they also do some really iffy things with their inflation when it comes to dealing with us. They'll actually overinflate their economy, so we're paying them more. And then they'll, once the trade's done, they'll shrink down their economy. I mean, they've been doing that for years, and it's just causing us to pay more to them. And sorry, completely
We
off
should,
track.
I don't know, where'd all that gold go?
It's
One
in
of four max.
yeah.
Where?
I thought it was
One
in
of
New
four
York
max.
City.
The vault, the Fed Reserve underneath New York City is empty. They've okay, I'm sorry, that's not necessarily true. The Germans asked to see their gold ones after we told them we couldn't get it to them for another 50 years. This was recently. We let them see 1 gold bar, but they didn't even get to see it taken from the pile. We have like billions of dollars in gold for Germany sitting in storage, allegedly.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
It's all gone. They got handed out in stimulus payments 50 years ago. Actually, I say 50 years ago, probably in 1975, when they realized when it finally kicked in that getting rid of the silver standard that backed the gold standard was gone, and the dollar meant nothing anymore. That's when all the gold disappeared. My guess.
So it's like the Kennedys just have gold-plated toilets and gold furniture? I mean, who would have the gold? Seriously.
Jeffrey Epstein and people like him.
You may want to put the hat back on.
Oh, really? You think people will pay Jeffrey Epstein with wire transfers from their bank account so they can go rape 14-year-olds?
At some point, he's going
They
to be
were
wearing
paying
the
him with
hat for
something
the whole-
else besides.
He's going to be wearing the hat for the whole show.
All right.
I really should. Now that by the way, I wanted to wear it like this.
Over.
Because the horns are supposed to collect all the mind reading rays and deflect them out into space.
Uh-huh.
The headphones got in the way. I had to turn it the other way. So it was good. I've done it before. I just wrapped my baseball cap in it. It seemed like a lot of work today.
Well, President Biden's decided to provide some taxpayer-funded legal service programs to people
Uh
for remain in Mexico immigrants, so help them to get legal status into the country faster.
well, okay. I'm not necessarily opposed to this because that means we're going to process them quicker and decide whether or not they can come in, right?
Yeah,
So
that's what it sounds like. As long as these people are doing it legally, if I don't mind speeding up the channels, I don't like the idea of people coming in illegally because that's just a whole slew of other issues.
Well, it
But-
brings up the whole question of why do we give a shit about the Ukrainian border but not our own?
Yeah,
For real. Why isn't anyone bringing that up?
I think people are bringing it up, but it's mainly being treated as a joke right now.
Why?
I don't know. I really don't. I mean, there is some direct comparisons to say that, but
Speaking of, I'm sorry, go back to Ukraine for a minute. The Ukraine's people, they're armed, aren't they?
mhm.
A
Like
little
the
bit.
people are armed.
Yes. Oh, yeah. The
Yes.
people are armed. Yes.
And for the most part, better than we are here, right? Like not in terms of number of guns, but they have like automatic weapons, don't they? As personal firearms.
I
Like the
believe
really nice Kalashnikovs that won't jam even if you fill them full of mud.
I
they
believe
probably
so.
are using 74s, which are 5.45 by 3.9, but I'm not sure if they're fully auto.
Kalashnikov makes a reliable weapon, but they're not super accurate.
It can be. It just depends on maintenance and stuff. Their tolerances are really loose. They'll hit what you want within like 300 meters.
I still like the M series. I like the AR series better. Right. You don't need a big giant bullet to drop a threat necessarily, you know? Shit. Everyone talks trash, but at least Claire's gonna talk trash. 9mm is a serious round that I don't think anyone gives any credence to.
No, I love 9mm.
Even 22 is a serious round, the place where you put it.
Yeah, well, I mean, first of all, even if it's not in a deadly spot with a 9mm, first of all, you got shot, it hurts.
No, I'm talking about the 22.
Oh, well, that's what I meant was the 22. Actually, that's where I meant to go. That was 22.
Yeah, like whatever you
People-
place it.
Yeah. Well, you might hit someone in the shoulder and it comes out their ankle, you know. And it's not a 45 that goes through the back, and it doesn't leave the hole the size of a nickel here on your chest and the size of a baseball in your back. I mean, you get shot with anything that actually goes into your body. You go, damn it, I don't want to fight anymore. Actually, almost many years ago, we almost picked a couple 9-shooters, revolvers that held 22s in them. You can say you don't like that. I'm not I keep saying 9. 22s. You get hit with 18 rounds, 22. You're not fighting anymore.
Well, it also depends on what 22 you're talking about. There's 22, there's your
Long
basic
story.
rimfire 22. There's also 223, which is classified as a 22. There's 22.
Really?
Yeah,
Classified as a 22.
yes. 22 is diameter of bullet.
Yeah, it's
Because
the diameter of the round.
So now I need to go research.
Oh, 22s are nasty, dude. Especially the 223.
223 and the 5.56. It's almost the same round.
Mhm.
If
You can
don't know,
often put them in the same gun.
well, yeah, rifle.
The shoulder's different on the 5.56 versus the 223, meaning that they're not supposed to be interchangeable, and you run the risk of a blowback that will burn your face and can explode the gun.
I got equipment that can modify that.
You got a
Oh,
forge.
Oh, geez Christ. I am not making a gun with a forge.
But let's get back to the subject.
I'm doing that in a machine shop.
Yeah, moving on.
Let's get back to the subject, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, okay. So didn't Biden make a big deal like when he took office? Like, don't be an asshole. Like that. Basically, that's why people vote for him, not Trump, right?
Yeah. Uh huh.
Because Trump does mean
Fire
tweets.
the person on the spot.
Yeah.
And he made a big deal about this, and
He was gonna bring back. He's gonna treat people
Decency.
with decency and dignity.
yes, and now he's cussing out reporters asking him like legitimate questions.
Yeah, Peter Ducey from Fox News.
Okay.
One of the few reporters that actually asked Biden questions.
True, but why can't we have a reporter or someone in the news whose name isn't Wiener or Lubin Tubin or Ducey?
I don't know. That's the guy's parents.
What? No, everyone's got the weirdest names. Like, it really feels like a glitch in the matrix at this point. It's like, oh, look, Wiener was jerking off. or I'm sorry, Wiener was showing his dick to everyone. Lubin Tubin was beating it in a Zoom call.
It's actually doozy, not tubing.
Yeah, doozy, because he's a giant dump in Biden's pants.
Well, Biden must have felt a little bit guilty for doing that because he actually called Fox News and spoke to Peter Doocy personally.
He didn't even apologize, just told him like, hey, it's just a heat of the moment type of deal.
I heard he did apologize.
If you listen to it, he didn't apologize. He's just like, hey man, it's just a heat of the moment type of deal.
Oh, it was I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, something like that. Instead of saying, hey, I'm sorry for calling you a name or anything like that. Just straight out like, hey.
Well,
And
typically
wasn't
say,
this
if
all
I'm
part
sorry
of the-
for that?
This is
Huh?
all part of the meeting where the White House was hosting a meeting about lowering prices, wasn't it?
Was it? But how okay. Why would the White House be involved in lowering prices?
Well, they've got
and
their
how-
new the White House Competition Council
Oh my God.
that Biden set up after he got in office.
Oh, is this about the antitrust stuff they were talking about with Apple and Google we brought up last time?
No, this is an executive order that he established in 2021 to help lower prices for American consumers.
By
The
encouraging
council is
competition.
responsible for monitoring the government's approach to increasing competition in private sector and reducing the trend of corporate consolidation.
So basically, he's looking to expand the antitrust laws.
Yeah, well, it's not working because the consumer price index rose 7% in 2021, the largest 12-month gain since 1982.
Yeah, my entire life. I was born in 82, but late 82.
But he's got some big names that are going to be able to handle this problem on that council.
I
We've
bet
got-
Pfizer,
We've got-
Moderna,
Treasury
Johnson &
Secretary Janet
Johnson.
Yellen and everybody's favorite Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg.
Oh my God. He goes,
I'm
and
done.
Human,
I'm done.
Human
Hi, Steven.
Services Secretary Xavier Becerra.
I bet it's like, hey guys, this is gonna be a long task. Let me take 2 months off. And I'll be back
I
in the
need
answer.
more maternity leave.
Yeah.
This is just a BS council. It's nothing's ever going to come of it.
No.
Buttigieg. Sorry, that dude having that job pisses me off. The entire country can't get whatever. Actually, chicken or ground beef, right?
I know all the grocery stores down here are starting to put up signs. We're sorry, but we're having supply chain issues for stuff. You know, that's why we have so many empty shelves.
Yeah, and they're telling you. Then the news tells you. Well, local news tells you what's going on. Then the federal news tells you. CNN's like, this isn't happening. People are lying to you. It's like, I saw that. It cost $13 or whatever.
Yeah, at the
Hold
gas
on, hold
pump.
on a second, babe. What's a pound of ground beef?
What?
What's a pound of ground beef?
Oh, how much?
Yeah.
Last time it was about $6.
All right, and 3 months ago, or I'm sorry, 2 years ago.
Oh, you're maybe spending $3 at the most, like $2.99, and that was like the top
Alright.
end.
Well, ground beef here at least is up like 100% since we've been here.
Yeah.
It's just nuts.
I haven't bought beef in like 2 months, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, and we're not either because it's getting so expensive.
Do you
I
eat
mean-
more beans?
Well, we eat a lot of chicken anyway. But
Turkey.
I enjoy the occasional steak, cheeseburger.
You should look into monkeys.
If I'm gonna eat some,
There's some that are coming on the market real cheap soon.
Oh, hey, we got so many monkeys that come out of trucks right now.
just heat them up real good to make sure they're cooked through. Do not
got-
You don't
I
eat a
want your
medium.
monkey medium rare.
This
I
has
got
to be
one
well
question. One
done, or you might
question.
get herpes from monkeys.
Hey, if you pet the monkey, would that be considered monkey around?
I got one question.
Yep.
How is it we have enough truck drivers to transport monkeys from point A to point B, but we can't get milk to a city?
Do you actually want an answer?
No, not particularly. It was rhetorical.
Okay, because it's pretty obvious what the answer is here, right?
Yeah, the truck monkey get paid more.
No, the monkeys would be transported for government testing up in Michigan. They were being funded by our tax dollars. That's how it happened. That truck driver probably got paid way too much money to
To haul a
transport
truckload.
biological hazards.
Well,
Probably
hopefully
he
they took
even
part of
know.
his pay away after he'd hit the dump truck and lost half his
Probably he did.
monkeys.
Probably he didn't know. Like, hey, I just take this truck over there. Like, okay.
Okay, here we go.
Uh,
The hat. We need a sound effect for whenever you put the hat
we need
on.
to that alien.
We need a sound
crash
effect for that. From the theremin.
This never happened. This monkey thing never happened. This was staged to make it look like it happened. No one's afraid of Omicron anymore. Even the NFL's like, no, we're not even going to test unvaccinated players anymore because fuck everyone, because no one cares anymore. We need people terrified. So here's our new disease. Monkey pisses in woman's face.
No, only how to talk about that.
I mean, if it's gotta be herpes, we gotta make it believable and make like the monkey spunk in her face.
Say that again. I'm sorry, I missed it because I was
If we're-
taking off my foil hat.
If we're gonna be believable about
The
this,
ATM machine was down anyway, so
Mm.
I don't have $5 in my pocket. Oh, you don't. Oh, you don't.
What was that?
I think El Guapo's doing something.
Oh, my bad, man. I was talking to my wife.
He's getting in trouble. He's getting owned like I usually do.
I got a button. I got a mute button. I hate when that happens.
Well, I got a clicker and I guess it doesn't work with a laptop, so.
The grandkids are no longer in the house for the foreseeable
state.
future. So they're not even in the state. They have been relocated. I had to drive them to Charleston on Sunday and come back to go to work on Monday.
Mm.
It was a fun drive.
All right, what were we talking about?
Monkeys.
Oh, we were back on the monkeys again, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, the wife got bit by a monkey when she was a kid, and I mentioned monkeys, monkey herpes, simplex B or whatever. And she's like, I didn't get tested for that. She's like, what the fuck is that? And I was like, oh, Dory, you'd be dead by now. She's like, what?
Well, the CDC really came out recently and said natural immunity is actually stronger than vaccines alone during the Delta wave, which is what a lot of people have been saying from the get-go. If you get it, you're better off than actually getting the vaccine.
Yep.
You're just gonna make me keep putting this thing on. I'm gonna have to wear this the whole entire damn show now.
Well, I
soon.
mean, no, I
Well, we're in
actually
that
read,
kind of territory, you know?
I read the CDC report that they released. It's actually better if you get infected and then get the vaccine. It's just a little bit better. But just the vaccine alone, you're 6 times more protected than if you had if you get sick, you're 6 times more protected than if you just had the vaccine. It's like,
Didn't I
wait.
just watch a movie or something and they were making fun of Trump? Yes. Don't Look Up. No, it was
Oh,
before.
yeah.
No,
Yeah,
it was
I watched
before
it.
that. It wasn't that. It was before that when they things are good, but they could be better.
Yeah, that wasn't.
That was CNN, dude.
Huh?
That was CNN that you're watching.
I don't think it was on CNN. I'm pretty sure this is a movie.
I just fucking around.
It might have been
I
on
know.
Don't Look Up
But Don't Look Up. Quit, did you watch that shit?
on Netflix.
I'm guessing that's a no.
Well,
It's
who-
got what's his face and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Don't Look Up. It
Yeah.
did. Yeah, it did have DiCaprio. You're right, actually.
And
For some reason, I was
Jonah
thinking
Hill.
Dope
Don't Look
Sick and
And
Michael
Jonah
Keaton.
Hill.
Yeah, and Meryl Streep.
She died.
Well, okay, so it wasn't Meryl Streep.
No,
she-
in the movie she died on the alien planet.
Yeah, she did. The alien planet, that was her.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Too late.
It's not new at all. It was pretty funny though, I thought. But they made fun of everybody. They really did.
Yeah, they did.
People were offended, like, oh, they were making fun of me. It's like, no, they said everyone's stupid.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm still not seeing any Build Back Better hats.
I still
No.
see stickers, Biden stickers here and there.
I see them at gas stations a lot.
I was at a gun store the other day and I saw Let's Go Brandon Glock. I want it.
You should hang it up in back of you.
Cover up the serial number.
So
Hey.
the Seattle area is facing a crisis after firing all their unvaccinated correctional workers. They're now offering hefty overtime pay.
Well, the economy's falling apart because there's not people working. Because there's no one working. And then they go and fire people. Like, oh, there's a nursing shortage. Now let's fire 40% of the nurses because they don't want to get vaccinated.
Have you looked at the new CDC guidelines for healthcare workers?
They could come back to work with COVID.
Yeah. In a critical situation, they're allowed to work with proper PPE on with COVID.
Bro, I have a nurse in my area and she actually works down by Cook County and she's vaccinated and everything. She's working 12-hour shifts right now.
Oh yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
Can I be woke here for a minute?
Yeah.
No.
Did you just accuse me of dead naming you?
No,
All right.
I'm not saying that. No, I swear to God, I heard something. So I messaged Jake and I was just like, whoa, that caught me off guard. Did you call me this name?
Yeah, if I
And-
did, I apologize. You know, it wasn't on purpose. It just
No, yeah, no. You don't have to bring it up, dude. That's why I typed it to you.
I know that, but it bothered me. I was like, I thought I was better than that. I've been pretty good about this for the most part, you know.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
I had a little trouble at
100%.
first because it was new, but for the most
Not
part, I've been
new
pretty good
anymore.
about this. Huh?
Not new anymore.
Oh no,
No.
it's been like
And
six-
I haven't dead named Claire in a while. I almost did right there because of it. Actually.
No,
Anyway.
it's cool. I mean, no, I wasn't trying to mess up the show or anything.
Nah, well, that
I mean, why didn't people? I remember everybody's all worried about, and they just came out today saying, since we talked about vaccine mandate, didn't make the list, but the Biden administration had said they are removing their vaccine mandate from OSHA for 100 businesses with 100 people or more altogether. They're not even going to push it any further.
I think that's to try to stop the lawsuit that the Daily Caller put in. Because if they pull that back, they don't have to go to court over that lawsuit, right?
Here we go. Here comes the hat.
Here we go, here we go.
God,
Brace for shock.
God, this is
they pushed this COVID nonsense for so long so that people would flee the cities because the cities locked down because they needed to spread out where people were so that we weren't centralized in a city. I'm taking the other side here. This is the tail side of the conspiracy hat
is that
because
the
they
woke
know
hat?
because they know we're going to war and they don't want all of our abilities and all of our skills as a people centralized in like 6 or 7 cities. They don't want a nuke to be able to take out the people making our weapons. We have to
Hold on,
spread
hold
them
on.
out in Michigan and Montana and Texas and New Hampshire.
So
They did this for years in advance, knowing this war was coming. So that
you tell
you
us-
would move out thinking it was your idea.
You
So when New
told
York
me
City got nuked, we could still build weapons.
if New York City got nuked in Los Angeles, probably would have done us a favor.
I don't think that New York, if you're trying to stop our weapons production, you wouldn't New York City. I mean,
Or Los Angeles.
yeah, right.
You
No,
see
but,
Los Angeles,
but the raw
look-
materials would come through them.
Mm,
Being
Well,
shipping
maybe
ports.
Los Angeles, but not New York.
New
City.
York? New York, that's what New York is a shipping port. How do you think?
I
they
thought
have
it
to
was
use a
all
huge-
in New Jersey now.
Yeah,
Oh, well, same difference.
No, it's not.
You're right. New York City is where people make decisions instead that own the companies that are doing the work.
if they're still there. Everybody's moved to
No.
Florida.
I don't honestly believe that they did this to spread us out, but I mean, what if they really did push all this crap just to force us to spread apart, but then gave us a common enemy? So now,
Fauci,
huh?
the common enemy.
Of yeah, Biden instead of Russia?
No, Fauci.
Yeah, Fauci. I still can't believe how many people will just accept what he says no matter what.
hmm
But he is the science.
I'm not even that old, but I remember the
Senator-
AIDS outbreak.
Senator Rand Paul came on the Clay and Buck show last week and
I
talked
can't listen to
about.
that show.
I know we have this conversation all the time, but
I know. I just can't do
I
it.
pay the $6.99 a month, but so I can't do. I don't do the iHeart commercials either.
Oh.
But he came on the show and he talked about COVID and the vaccine and all that stuff like that. YouTube blocked that part of the show from being posted on there. The Clay and Buck show actually has like a week ban on posting to YouTube because they got a strike from
This is why
something a medical doctor said.
Does he
Yeah.
still have his license?
Fauci?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
Fauci.
Oh,
Rand Paul.
Rand Paul.
Rand
Yeah.
Paul, yeah.
Practice once in a
He
while.
still practices, actually.
Oh, cool.
He does-
There's a lot
he
of
does
pro bono stuff.
Yeah.
He's an
He's he's an
Ophthalmologist?
optometrist.
Okay.
Yeah. He's not a MD, but
I thought he was an MD. I thought he was a specialized MD.
Well, then he would be an ophthalmologist if he was a specialized eye doctor.
Yeah, not an optometrist.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's just funny that this is the power we've given to social media to decide to willy-nilly, if they don't agree with your opinion, they just block it.
Yeah. That's the way government's been working lately. And this is gonna sound like I'm talking about fascism, but government's been getting business, been doing their bidding for a while. How many companies forced vaccine mandates because they knew it was coming through the federal government when Biden knew it was going to get shut down? And how many people? And it's like, oh well, they've already been vaccinated. Oh,
Yeah, it's
can't
done now.
undo it. You can't unring that bell.
Even Starbucks talked about getting their employees vaccinated, but they were one of the first companies to lift it.
As much as I hate Starbucks in general, I will say they actually give their employees a chance to get the hell out of working as a barista the rest of their life.
Mhm.
That's pretty cool. I don't drink coffee though, so I really can't one way or the other.
So
Yeah.
England
Speaking
made a
of
big
which-
announcement last week.
Yeah, Bojo managed to piss off the other half of the population too, didn't he?
Yep.
Well, he got caught violating the COVID protocol. Like, oops,
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
He got
like,
caught violating COVID protocol
He's like,
while
you know what?
the queen was grieving the loss
And
of her
that was
husband.
like a year ago. That wasn't recent.
It was the anniversary of his death.
Oh, okay.
And he's out partying in his backyard, violating protocols. Oh my
No
God.
more
Bojo can
COVID
piss everyone
passports,
off.
no more mask mandates, no more work restrictions. And I just saw an article today that said the UK is officially opening back up for tourism with no restrictions. That's going to be huge for their tourism economy
Yes.
because we've got all these other countries you got to be vaccinated and jump through hoops to go to. UK, you don't anymore. So
Yeah, China's got the anal swab back.
I know
Oh,
that's
yeah.
great.
No, they really do.
But
Like,
if you're going to choose to go on vacation overseas, where are you going to go?
UK now.
Yeah,
Not China.
hell no. You get anal swabbed at the border.
I can
I
do that
wonder-
at home. And trust me, my wife is better at it. Okay.
I'm still waiting for my free COVID tests to come in the mail that I ordered that are made in China.
Yeah, we use the big Q-tip that Cuomo used to do the fake ear thing, though,
Mm.
for my anal swab.
I'd rather not.
You remember the big Q-tip, right? He's talking to his brother. I'm sorry, running cover for his brother while he's raping women.
Oh, please
Hold
don't go any further. I've got this mental image in my head that I can't shake.
I see it. And you know what's even worse is you don't see it yet, but now you're about to. You see it hooked up as a strap on and being pegged.
Damn.
What do you
And
do?
you
I
see it,
put in
don't
my
ya?
medical school.
He's doing this on purpose now.
I
Yes.
know.
And it rotates 360 degrees.
And she's wearing my foil hat. None shall pass.
Welcome to China.
That's what you say. She just laughs. I'm
We need to clear
sorry.
on more often. This is fun.
Oh my God, this is horrible.
So as the entire world, though, as the entire world is saying, we're done with all this Pfizer crap. Even Israel is like, we're not doing extra shots or whatever, because this is
Right.
stupid. Now Pfizer trying to start an Omicron vaccine.
Well, of course, because they want to keep
The entire
profits
world's already had
rolling.
it.
They want to keep the profits rolling in.
Time to sell your Pfizer stock if you have any. No, okay. I am not a financial consultant. Do not get your advice from me. Ooh,
We
that
don't
was
tell you
delicious.
the news. We talk about the news.
But seriously, if you have Pfizer, I would. If I had Pfizer, I would sell it.
Thought you did.
Did because no, Omicron. They made a big deal saying Omicron was going to sweep over the entire planet within like 2 months, right?
Well, you can't find it on social media anymore, but the president of Pfizer actually came out and said that the first 2 doses of the COVID-19 vaccine offered little protection to COVID-19.
No, the common cold gave you more protection.
But you can't find that anymore because it's been swept under the rug and magically deleted from all
It's,
internet.
It's
Oh,
all
it's-
about control. That's all it really boils down to is these people want control over your life any way they can get it. And fear is the biggest motivator to allow somebody to give up their control. It's, hey, we'll keep you safe. And these people willy-nilly go, oh yeah, keep me safe. I'm a little child. Hold me by the hand.
How often do you
And-
actually listen to this show?
Not very often.
Okay, that's all right. No worries. I've been saying since this started, actually, none of what they've been putting on us has been to make us better. It's all been a test in compliance.
Mhm.
How far can they put? What's pissing me off is I've been saying this for 2 years now. Everyone is starting to. People are using the same words as me now. I heard Steven Crowder, I think, say compliance today. They've seen how far they can push you before you push back.
And we're starting to push back.
Well, if they genuinely believe that if you're gonna die from this, then Beetlejuice wouldn't be getting her hair did.
Well, that's why we got the N95 masks coming for free.
You got to listen to the show more often. We are fun. All right?
Beetlejuice. Not Nancy Pelosi.
Oh, the Pelosi's not Beetlejuice.
Oh, then who is
Lightfoot.
Yeah, Lori Lightfoot is Beetlejuice.
Oh,
Go ahead and Google Lori Lightfoot and Beetlejuice. The pictures will come up next to each other. I'm not kidding you.
He's the photo
I'm sure
negative
Claire's
of
familiar with
Beetlejuice.
Laura Lightfield.
yes, I am
Yeah.
very familiar
That's
with
right.
Golem.
She's mayor though, not governor, right?
Right.
She's mayor.
Mayor.
We have a man that resembles Jabba the Hutt as governor. And
Misa so hungry.
just Google JB Pritzker. That's exactly what he looks like. He looks like he's just Jabba with a little wig.
Massachusetts.
And we also have Lori Lightfoot, who looks like Golem from the Lord of the Rings movies.
Yeah, I thought she looked at Beetlejuice, but that's all right. I've used their image actually in a Beetlejuice suit before with the green hair. That's a thumbnail.
All right, who wants to take this next topic?
I will. I don't think this happened. Just put this up there right up front. We're not covering this because we think it's ridiculous. I'm covering it because it's so ridiculous that I can't believe it had to happen.
When it's on a a legitimate news source, Business Insider.
No. I think a superintendent in Michigan had to come out and say there are no litter boxes in the bathrooms for the
Oh God, this was no.
I'm not sure what for the not even non-binary, but the
The fairy people.
LGBTQIAARP community.
Don't forget the F's.
It's the
What?
fairy people.
Yeah, the furs.
The furs, yeah.
I don't believe there was ever actually a litter box in there because the superintendent's like that never happened. Do you know how pissed off I would be if I walked into this special bathroom that I pretended that I thought I was a fucking helicopter to get,
You don't get
and
a
someone
refill
pooped
station?
in a fucking cat box and walked away?
Well, I'm sure they scratched over it and covered it.
Ooh. I would knock someone out for that. You would too.
This was the most ridiculous article we had on the show today.
And Claire being a part of that community.
Oh fuck no! You're not putting
Not the furry.
Don't associate with those
community.
wackos. Actually, that's actually something I'd like to bring up and distinguish here for a minute.
Mm.
You're actually transitioning in,
Mhm.
transitioning in,
Yes.
present progressive of transition
Yes.
versus just saying that you're something else or identifying as non-binary or whatever. You're actually going through like a hormone treatment and everything, right?
Mhm.
There is a big difference between the quote traditional trans, if there's such a thing, and what people are considering trans now.
Oh yeah. The difference between someone like me and someone like them is they spout all kinds of horrible stuff that just makes me kind of scratch my head and go, wait, what? I don't go to.
Well, that and they're actually using the true abuse that's happened to real trans people
Mhm.
over the years as their struggle.
Yeah, and they actually bully trans people that don't agree with them.
Yeah,
So-
well, I mean, you got just like what happened in, was it Loudoun County?
Mhm.
That little boy never said he was trans. He just liked to wear skirts sometimes, and he would use the girls' bathroom.
Yeah, that's not the case.
That's a
for
big
real-
difference.
No, if you're gonna say you're trans, actually have the paperwork, actually go through the therapy appointments, get the hormone treatment, stuff like that. If you actually want to be included into the trans community, actually put forth the work effort. And because there is a lot of work that's involved. There's a lot of legwork, a lot of appointments you got to make, all that kind of stuff. And it's just, it's actually quite difficult.
The people that you're speaking about being frustrated about are the same people that we make fun of when we say, I'm an attack helicopter.
Mhm.
It's because these people just say identify as.
Yeah,
it's
which
like-
is, I've seen people identify as 21 things. It's like, well, I'm this today and this yesterday. It's like, oh my God, I've seen women that like, oh, I'm a man. You're in a corset dress that flays out into a ballerina skirt.
Why can't
That
you
is-
just be why can't you just be Bob or Jill or
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Why
Well,
do I have to know how you identify? Why can't I just say, no, you're a douchebag. I don't want to hang out, right?
I would like to hear Brian's opinion on this one. I think it has to do with the self-confidence of kids that they have to inflate, and then they make these other groups seem so special when they're trying to teach each one of these groups gets their own separate like treatment in
Participation
school.
trophy.
Yes, and then these people feel like crap for just being regular people, which should be more celebrated than just some sort of ism or your own special class.
Well, before
Definitely.
Brian answers, I'm going to tell you that this is right before he does. I'm going to tell you this is what makes me think Brian's more libertarian than conservative.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if I'm with Claire on this, that if you're willing to put in the effort and the work to transition, then you should be respected for that. And, you know, you should
Or at least
be-
not have the shit kicked out of you for it.
exactly, you know, but if you just got some random guy that's just trying to get access to the girls' bathroom in middle school and high school,
Can I
You
be the
know?
asshole that brings up weird comments?
Aren't you always?
Yes, that's what I do. Just like the hooker in Bangkok.
yep.
When you after you blow your load in that hooker and then she whips out her dick, that's how people get killed. You know what I mean?
That never happened to me. So
Okay.
it didn't.
Okay. Why do you think they call it Bangkok?
He's too drunk to remember.
Stop bang pussy.
Whatever.
Wow. How many strikes have we gotten this on this episode so far?
Probably 12 with this show.
God.
Anyway, back to Whitmer.
Yeah, everybody's favorite governor.
She's
She's up
Yeah.
for re-election.
oh, apparently she's not anyone's favorite governor.
She's our favorite governor to make fun of.
Well,
Even-
she's good at chasing out unwanted house guests,
Well,
being Beetlejuice.
no.
and her husband's good about getting his boat, you know,
When everybody's
so he
supposed
can
to.
use it, because his wife's the governor during
Oh, she
COVID.
got caught in Miami too, but no pictures.
I was
Abbott?
Well,
What?
Whitmore got. She was in Florida too.
Oh yeah, she flew to Florida for vacation when
Yeah.
the rest of the state was on lockdown.
Yeah, she got her hair did and everything too, just like Pelosi, right?
I have no idea about the hair, but I know she was over there. AOC.
Well, if you live in a lockdown state or a lockdown city and you want to relax a little bit, Florida's the place to go.
Yeah, but you'll die if you go to Florida.
Well, I mean,
Well, ask AOC. She got COVID was so
COVID.
attracted to her.
Well, I think this is what bothers me though, is they say stuff like that, like, oh, Florida is a shithole of people dying of COVID because and COVID kills everyone.
it's not killing everyone anymore.
I mean, it is killing people.
It
It
is.
is.
I'm not saying it's
Ah.
not.
But a report came out that said the average person who has died of COVID since the entire beginning of it has had 4 comorbidities.
What's a comorbidity?
Elderly, diabetes, heart, something else that might kill you anyway. Comorbidity.
Overweight.
Yeah, you're being heavy, having diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure. Now you get COVID. Now you're more likely to die. But the thing is, look at your average American. We're disgusting.
Yep. We
No.
got comorbidities.
We make sure our meat doesn't stick to the pan with butter
Oh yeah, it's the way to go.
because butter's delicious. Butter is cholesterol condensed into a solid form. That's what we do. We eat Whoppers and we eat way too much food and it's way too disgusting for you. And we die of heart disease at 65 years old. That's what we do.
So who do you think Spotify is going to choose? Joe Rogan or Neil Young?
I'm actually a little bothered by this, honestly, and not because of the ultimatum that Neil Young's obviously going to lose.
Well, he don't own his music.
Yeah, but
He
they
sold
signed
it.
$100 million contract with Joe Rogan.
Right.
No. Neil Young doesn't own his music. He sold it. Rights.
And also,
Yeah.
Spotify does not own Joe Rogan's show.
No,
He
but
got
they
his
have a
own
contract.
production company that he has, that he owns the rights to all of his episodes.
Joe Rogan owns his show, yes.
Yes, and he puts
Spotify
up,
only owns publishing rights.
right, exactly. And they agreed in those publishing rights that,
Yes, that
It
he
would
gets
be
to do
hand-
whatever he wants.
yep, uh-huh.
And that was the whole big deal that actually got him to go sign with them. $100 million. And Neil, I love Neil Young's music. Really do. Actually, last week at work, when I first went in, 'cause I only worked like 2 days last week. I went in and we have an old iPhone set up to a stereo system.
Uh-huh.
Well, and I put in CSNY. I want to hear some Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young.
Yeah.
Haven't heard it in forever. Do 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 do. You know. I'm glad I did, because apparently I'm not gonna get Neil Young on Spotify anymore. Because Neil Young was a guitar genius, but he thinks he's a He thinks his dick is like 25 inches long.
Right, right. He thinks he's a lot more powerful, and this is a problem with most.
He plays a guitar.
But it's not just him; it's actors too. They think just because they played in a certain movie that they're now experts on that subject that they were in the movie.
I'm not a doctor, but I played one on TV, right?
Yeah, like Dr. Hauser,
Ooh,
Doogie Howser.
name of the show. Have we written any of these down?
Yes, they're on the top of the document. I've got a couple up there.
Where's my litter box? That's a good one. Meow, 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 meow.
Yeah, unless that kid brings, I'm sorry to go back to this, but
No,
unless
no.
that kid brings a bag of meow mix to school, I'm gonna call bull.
Yeah. You know what? I'm actually more cool if you treating your kid like a cat, because at least your kid's gonna get past it, than you treating your cat like a vegan. I've seen that before. No, it's
Oh, yeah,
it's
I've seen it
it's
before, too.
sad. Cats need meat. Or they die slow, horrible, painful deaths.
Yeah, right.
I have no idea who this guy is. I heard about
I
this
put the thing on there. It's
YouTube
a
guy.
YouTuber. Yeah,
I really?
yeah.
Oh, well, I heard about somewhere else. Then I think I went and found a different version. So I remember looking it up. I don't know. But apparently this guy is allegedly faked a plane crash and actually like, okay, let me rephrase that. Staged a plane crash. He actually wrecked his plane, right?
Uh-huh.
And they're saying that he like bailed out when he definitely didn't need to get views on YouTube.
Right.
Well, I guess this isn't the first time someone's done this.
Oh no, definitely not.
I get the feeling that we're heading into Fahrenheit 451 territory.
It's funny you say that because, or interesting, I should say, rather. I quoted 1984 today on Facebook.
Nobody knew what your quote was.
Really? Whatever the party holds to be the truth is the truth. It is impossible to see reality except by looking through the eye of the party.
Hmm.
From 1984.
Well, the part I'm bringing up is the part where the kids would purposely crash their cars and try to hit people in Fahrenheit 451.
I don't remember that. It's been a long time since I read Fahrenheit, the Ray Bradbury book, right?
Mhm.
I honestly, I just remember Guy Montag coming in with his fire hose and pouring kerosene and burning everything. And then one day taking a book home. It's been so long since I read that book.
Yeah, it's a good book,
Oh, it was a great book.
but
Just like The
Yeah.
Outsiders.
I think it boils down to the point of we don't have enough substance in our culture, so anyone's trying to get this whole attention thing.
They need
And
God.
They need something. I mean, I
God.
don't care if,
A reason. How's that?
there you go.
And they're looking for a reason. And that's why they're picking up these stupid fights that don't need to be fought.
Yeah, completely agree. I mean, some people need God, some people just need a purpose. I mean, getting famous isn't a purpose. So,
Yeah. That's even worse. Is it's one thing if you get famous making money and you have to accept the fame. People just want to be famous. It's not even like they want to make a ton of money. They actually just want to be famous. Why would you want people watching everything you do all the time?
Oh, how about like those guys that talk about the news on YouTube?
They talk about what on YouTube?
No, talk about the news on YouTube.
It's literally what we're
Awesome.
doing. We're not trying to be famous, dude. We're just no. When we do this, yeah, okay, we're trying to be famous. That's why we have like 25 fucking listeners.
We get in there. We get in there little by little.
We'll never get there. We're not trying to be famous.
We
We're
had 6
just
downloads audio for the last show.
yeah, we're just blowing off steam.
Mhm.
It's funny because I actually published the last episode yesterday, I think. And the last 2 I haven't even put out on Facebook or anything else. I don't know. If you want to watch it, come watch it. I'm done pushing it in front of you, you know? I guess once in a while I'll put it out there to new people, but
You're putting it on
Okay.
Rumble though, right?
oh, I'm still putting it on Rumble and YouTube. I'm just not publishing it, putting it out in 9 places on Facebook and everything else, you know.
Okay, yeah.
I don't care about this hockey thing.
All right.
No. Oh, okay.
What's up with this? Ray, I think, shared this theta thing, right? Or
What's
theta?
that? The what?
No. Never mind then. I guess it doesn't matter. These theta care, they filed a lawsuit.
Yeah, this hospital company, I forget, it was 11 employees like, hey, we got an offer from this other hospital, you know, would you like to raise the pay or not? And they're like, no, we're not gonna raise your pay. Like, okay, cool, we leave it. So 11 people are about to move to a new hospital, so they called the judge, like, hey, they went to got lawyers and everything up, so the judge have put an injunction from people from working to the new hospital. And it's like, you know, because the hospital's gonna lose all this money and patients and stuff like that. And like, hold on. So you're not willing to pay this employee more. So you will let them go. I mean, you're not gonna pay them more, but yeah, you're gonna waste money on on lawyers and all this stuff, preventing from going to a new job, you know.
Did they sign non-compete contracts?
Yeah, it's a non-compete, not non-compete, but a non, you can fire them anytime, they can quit anytime too, there's this type of state.
I've signed a non-compete contract before, and I understand how it works. And I
Yeah, they
also
don't
understand
got
that they're not.
non-compete.
I also understand they don't hold up real good in a court, though.
Well,
but-
they got a judge to issue a restraining order so they couldn't move to the other company for a while. And then another judge overruled it saying, hey, they can go wherever they want. You know?
Oh, okay, so
Exactly.
that was the only thing I heard about it, not about the other judge.
Exactly what I was
Oh.
going was the contract's more than anything supposed to scare the employee, but in
Mhm.
general in the courtroom they don't hold up.
Mm.
You really can't tell someone they can't go get a job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You took the
They
risk
talk
to
about
train them.
non-compete, no.
Especially in a right to work state.
Yeah, they can fire you for anything, you can quit for anything too, so.
I think right to work might not mean what you think it means.
It means you
Right.
don't have to join a union.
Yeah, there you go. It means you don't have to join the union.
Yeah.
I still can't believe I worked at the grocery store here for like 4 days, and I was required to join a union, and I was so pissed.
I had to join a union to work at Kroger's in Michigan in high school.
Yeah, and I even asked him, I was like, so what's up with this union thing? And he's like, oh, that's how it works. We make sure that you're taken care of and get paid. And I was like, yeah, but you're paying me $1 over minimum wage, but you're charging me more money than that $1 an hour in union dues.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm now bringing home less than minimum wage because you're here. And yeah, that job lasted 5 days. I was like, I'm out. It's like, I can't even stock shelves overnight. I got an extra $1 an hour too, working overnight. And I was still.
So
Different
people
story
do-
I don't want to get into. I hated working there for 4 days. I was ready to build a bomb and kill them all.
There you go.
I actually made that joke at work recently, and someone pulls out their phone. And he's like, I don't want to build a bomb. I'm not doing this. And then he goes, how do you know how to build a bomb?
It's on the
Okay.
internet.
No, I was like, I graduated high school and I took chemistry. It's like they literally taught you everything you need to know in high school chemistry to build a bomb. They really did. Now I know you're going, did they really? But yeah, they taught you about exothermic reactions and everything and endothermic reactions, right?
If you pay attention.
You could build a cold bomb, dude. It's not that hard.
I mean,
I'm never ever going to tell you how to do any of this shit on this show, though. I'm just saying that you learn this crap in high school, how reactions work in chemistry. That's why we should talk to the chemists, man. They have all the solutions. Someone got that joke.
And that's our show for the night.
God,
All right, Clay, you got to sign off, or we just
Yeah.
done?
Everyone have a good night.
All right.
Okay.
Let's cut this off, bro.
You playing music?
Oh,
what's the music?
Jesus, Louise. If had you given me a heads up in advance, I could have got this ready, but I'm gonna do this a really hard, slow way by talking in circles so I can try to. Oh, Jesus, what the fuck is
Keep it in the
that?
background. The silence.
I was unprepared. Brian caught me with my pants down again. I guess I was what 79, a couple on 80.
Yeah, we're coming up on 80.
Clay, you getting drunk with us Saturday?
Yeah. If I get paid Friday, which my bank pays me early. I mean,
Right,
Friday
yeah,
or
we got
Monday.
a retirement. I get my money on Friday too. So
I may get paid Friday or Monday. I'm not sure which one.
He's hoping I get paid too.
So
Yeah, that is loud, isn't it? That's a little better. All right, so he's hoping we got Claire, the dirty Trinity, back on Saturday when she'll have a couple glasses of wine instead of a glass of iced tea and call it
that's not iced tea, it's coffee, bitch.
okay. She won't call it an Irish coffee. By the way, what do you guys call an Irish coffee?
It's got Jameson
Coffee
and
and
coffee.
Jameson. Yeah.
All right, I've heard a lot of people say Bailey's and as your creamer.
Yeah, you can do Bailey.
No,
I was like, no, it's whiskey.
Jameson. It's whiskey.
It's whiskey in your coffee. It's a...
Yeah.
All right, well, that's our show.
We're out.
We're out.
Peace.